Today is another ordinary day in my life that I have to do all my daily tasks, all the housework and cleaning, and I have to cook some food for dinner, make everything ready and get ready by the afternoon, the time that I'm heading to work. For those who don't know, I work part-time outside and I do my content creation in YouTube at home. After today's shower and also washing my hair, I came down to kitchen to see what's going on. As you can see, it needs lots of cleaning and tidying up. The routine which I have in my lifestyle could be really difficult and almost impossible for some people. I started this lifestyle, basically I dramatically changed my lifestyle 1 month ago, and it's about 1 month that I'm doing this new lifestyle, which I changed my diet and a lot of things, and it doesn't seem to be so difficult for me to do this. I kind of enjoy it and I really love to be able to continue and do this lifestyle and routine in my whole life. But as I said before, for some people it could be really unrealistic and impossible and might not be able to do or might not want to do such lifestyle and routine. I will try to talk about more about my new routine and lifestyle throughout this video. This lunchbox is a viral lunchbox in TikTok and all over, which I showed you in my previous video, and I bought it, wanted to try it. It's really nice. If you're working and you need a lunchbox, this is really nice and cute. It's compact and small, but you can't believe the amount of the food that you can just fit in this little lunchbox. A variety of foods, everything, and I'm really happy with it. I will leave the link of this lunchbox at the description and first comment for you. For those who really need one, this is a good quality and a nice one to have. My new lifestyle routine in the morning is not starting with having a cup of coffee in the morning anymore. I might have a cup of coffee sometimes, some days, but it's not every day anymore. And instead of having a cup of coffee every morning, what I do is that every other day I juice all the green leaves and green vegetables freshly, and I drink a full glass of green juice. And the other day what I do is that I just mix different kinds of fruits, fresh fruits, and I turn them into this smoothie, and I will have a full big glass of a smoothie, fruity smoothie for that day. And this way I try to drink less coffee, which I'm going to explain to you in my next videos why I stop having coffee every morning as a routine. These are all the green vegetables that I mix every other day and I juice them for my morning. If I want to tell you the name of the vegetables I use is kale, is a spinach, it's bell pepper, it's carrot, it's beetroot, it's celery. And sometimes I go to supermarket to buy the green leaves and vegetables, and I see some kind of green leaves which I absolutely have no idea what are they. I never used before, but still I buy them and I mix it with my other vegetable and juice them and drink it. I also mix broccoli and cucumber on my vegetable list juice and mix it and have it. So as you see, I just wrap my fresh vegetables after washing them into the paper towel, and then I wrap them, the aluminum foil around them, and just secure them and close them, and I keep them in the fridge. This way they stay really nice and fresh for 1 week that I use them every other day. I usually do not have this habit to leave all my unwashed and dirty dishes in the sink and kitchen from the previous night. All these dishes that you see here is from just this morning, where my son was getting ready to go to college, so I made breakfast for him. I also did my green juice today, and these are all related to this morning. Also, I need to clean the juicer immediately right after I juice the vegetables, because I do not want the remaining and the pulps of the vegetables to stay in the filter and get dry, which is going to damage the machine, and it's going to be very difficult to remove it later. I will link down this juicer which I have, that it just juice everything that you can imagine, from the fruits and vegetables to the making is smoothies. It's got different filters, and I'm really happy with this machine. I'm having it for a very long time and it's perfect. So I will leave the link at the description and the first comment for you if you're thinking to have one. I have to be at work today at 4:30 in the afternoon, so for this I need to manage my time to be able to finish all my work at home, clean everything, make breakfast, make dinner, and everything to be ready for when I come back from my work, so I do not have to do anything and everything is ready. All this food stuff that you can see here is the packages and foods that I bought before, but as I told you, I have a new routine in my life. I'm not using these food stuff anymore, so I just removed it from my shelves and from my storeroom, and I'm not going to throw away all this food. What I'm going to do is that I'm just going to gather them all and then give it to my friends, those that they want it and they will use it. These are containing flour, sugar, icing sugar, vermicelli, noodles, coffee mate, milk powder, and so on. I am not using any type of flour buying from just this supermarket that you see all around. Either could be a wholemeal flour or just white flour or any type of flour. I am not buying from supermarkets anymore. What I do is that I'm using a very old and ancient type, the complete and real type of flour from the wheat, which I'm going to talk about it in my next videos. That's what I use to make bread in my new routine, and also I start using the flour from the different grains making breads and things. So that is why you saw I took away and removed all those flours and things from my lifestyle. After about 2 to 3 hours from the time that I drank my vegetable juice, that's the time I make breakfast and I eat something. I know it looks very odd for many people, because usually what people do is that in the morning they get up and they have breakfast and they do not wait for 3, 4, 5 hours after they wake up to eat something. But as I told you, I am really different. I do not eat right after I wake up. I rather drink a vegetable juice or have some smoothie, and then around 12 to 2 p.m. means between 12 to 2 p.m. I eat something, just like now that you see I'm making some kind of vegetable omelette, which I just saute some mushrooms and then I add garlic, shallot, bell pepper, and I saute a little bit, and then I add the zucchini. Then I add my favorite spices, which is usually some turmeric powder, black pepper powder, sometimes cumin powder, and some salt, and then I saute a little bit. Then I beat the egg lightly, and then I pour over the vegetables and I let it to fry until it gets golden, and then I turn it over and wait until the other side also get golden, and then I serve it with my homemade bread. This bread that I made as homemade flatbread is made out of chickpea flour. So basically what I do is that I make big dough from the chickpea flour, and then I just create the flatbread and I spread them as a flatbread, and then I put them between the cling film, which is specialized for freezing. Then I freeze all the bread that I just spreaded and I made it as flat, and whenever I need every morning I just take as many as I want from the freezer and I place it over the hot pan, and it's just cooks fast, and every time I have homemade, fresh, hot and healthy bread to have with my breakfast. As I said, I cut completely all kinds of flours from the wheat, except the one that I'm going to introduce it to you later in my videos. I do not eat any supermarket bread or any type of flour bought from supermarket anymore. For dinner, I am going to soak some rice. I use organic brown Basmati whole grain rice here, and to this I add about 1 cup of sprouted wild red rice, and I mix them. I soak them into hot water and salt for a few hours before cooking the rice. I also will leave the link of these two kinds of rice that I use. I also use sometimes a sprouted wild black rice. I will leave the link of all these types of rice at the description and first comment of this video. I also make some salad for the dinner. We so used to eat raw vegetable and salad for our meals that it is almost impossible for us to eat any kind of food without having something raw and fresh next to it. So for tonight I'm making the raw broccoli salad. It is so delicious, especially if you do not like broccoli. You will fall in love with broccoli with this salad. I just washed the broccoli and then I cut them into small pieces. Then I just chop some walnut or some pecan and then I pour over the broccoli. Then I chop a small raw onion and I add it to the salad. Also, I add some raisins or some sultanas over the top. For the dressing, I use some yogurt, some mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, and some honey, as well as black pepper powder and some salt. My salt is organic pink Himalayan salt, which, as you see, is finishing and I have to reorder. What I do basically, I am ordering the most pure salt rock, pink Himalayan salt rock, and then I grind it into the powder. This way I make sure that there is no sand mixed in the powder in this kind of salt, because if you just buy the powder one, you will end up finding a lot of sands mixed in the powder, in the salt, which is really not good. So I usually buy the rock and make the powder myself in the grinder. I will link down the best and purest Himalayan pink rock salt, which you can order and use it as well if you want. These are also some chickpeas that I cooked from day before, which I'm freezing them. I usually buy all my grains and then I cook them into large batches, and then I put them into the freezer, plastic freezer, and then I just freeze them. So every time I wanna cook something, I just use them quickly. You know, the grain, they take such a long time to get soaked and cooked. So I do all this beforehand to save my time. My dinner and rice also is ready. I just cook the rice, as you can see, with some dry herbs, without any oil, just with water. Then at the end, I add few cubes of butter on it and switch off the stove. So this was kind of like my routine for a day. And now it's time for me to go and get ready and go to work. I see you in my next videos.